So today I wanted to talk about something that might be affecting a lot of us now that restrictions are lifting and after we've had a whole year of the pandemic, which is FOGO. It's a lot like FOMO, a fear of missing out, except now we've all got the fear of going out. A little bit of FOGO, just while we're still under mild restrictions, can actually be helpful in reducing the amount that the virus could spread. However, as that situation is becoming better, we do really want to focus on how do you treat your mental health as best as possible? How do you get back out there and rebuild those relationships with people where they might have kind of deteriorated in a digital world? So I've got a few tips for how to overcome FOGO. The first tip is that when you feel some of that fear or anxiety about the prospect of going out and being in situations outside of your home, when you first feel that fear, try to focus on positive coping strategies. Just take a moment to steer yourself away from alcohol or food or drugs maybe. Just try to focus on positive things. So that might be, making sure that you exercise in your favorite way, or going towards meditation or breathing exercises or mindfulness, or whatever that you found is a good way to calm yourself down without relying on some outside substances to create kind of this false comfort, because then you become reliant on something like that and it's not good in the long term. Even if you're out in a public space, if you need to step aside and take 5 minutes for just a little bit of a breath, a little bit of just being in the moment with mindfulness, I don't think that anybody would judge you harshly for just taking a moment to yourself when you feel that anxiety kind of creeping up on you, even after you're out of the house. A second tip is to try to take control of the things that you can control. Okay, so have a little think about what are the things that start to make you feel anxious? What are the things that you're most hung up about? For example, a lot of people are really nervous about using public transportation again. They're just afraid of touching surfaces and around being around people and other crowds. So in that sense, try to find what works, what can actually get you through that. So that might mean finding another way to transport yourself there, or it means taking whatever measures that you feel comfortable taking that will get you there. So that would be a mask, of course, might be gloves, might be bringing hand sanitizer with you, and it might be trying not to touch anything while you're in there, just so that you can still go out, you can still, go and see the things you want to see, but reduce the amount of anxiety that you feel in getting there in the first place. So take control of the things that you can control. And I think reassuring yourself that you've done everything that you possibly can for yourself, I think that part of it is really important in reducing anxiety and reducing that FOGO feeling. Right, so the third tip is just to build up to it. Just because the restrictions are lifted doesn't mean that you have to rush out and go be in every cafe that you can possibly be in. You could build up to a little bit, so maybe just go a little bit further out for your walk at first, and keep in line with government restrictions if they're still in place. Just go see a friend outside first. You don't have to kind of rush out into these crowded places or areas that are likely to cause you a lot of anxiety. Imagine what, on a scale of 1 to 10, imagine what level 1 on social contact would be. Imagine what's level 2 and 3 and so on, and build your way up through that ladder. The fourth point is quite a bit like taking control of the things that you can control. It's basically try other alternatives. If one situation is making you quite nervous, see what you can change or try an alternative one. For example, supermarkets are sometimes a source of a lot of anxiety for people, and if there's one particular supermarket that's making you nervous, try to change that situation. Go to a different one or go at a different time of day. Don't just bury your head in the sand when it comes to something that's making you anxious. It's okay to try to test the boundaries. What part of it is anxiety inducing? What can I change about that and make it better? The last tip is just to focus on the here and now. So call it mindfulness, call it distraction from negative thoughts, whatever you will. but just try to make sure that you're focused on the present, and that'll help you when it comes to not feeling so amped up or so anxious about what might be happening in the future. Just focus on the here and now, what you can do to actually relieve that anxiety.
So I hope that you can get out and enjoy life. But if you're still struggling with that FOGO feeling, I want you to know that I can help. In therapy, we can go over some of the tips I just listed, or we can create a new, bespoke set of tools that can get you out of the house. Don't let life pass you by. Get help with Maple Leaf Therapy.